friends, I was still able to get my main channel back. And I also want to thank you all for supporting my new channel. Also, thanks to Moby and Elite Cameraman for their support. All new videos will be released on this big channel. But I will also develop a small channel. My sister also wants to do YouTube. And on the new channel, there will be videos about Skibidi Multiverse and skibiditoilet. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss cool videos. And as everyone already knows, today the long-awaited 67th episode was released. More precisely, the first part of the 67th episode. And in this video, we will find out absolutely all the secrets of this episode, and there will also be incredible theories. And in this video, you will find out, is Skibidi Scientist real or a fake? And why did he decide to fight the Titans? What kind of place is this, and what is stored there? What is Dattebayo doing here? Who saved the Titans? When will Titan TV Man appear? And what will happen in the next part? And today I will try to answer all the questions. And you will be shocked by what you hear. So be sure to watch the video to the end so as not to miss anything. And I also want to ask you to subscribe to my channel for those who have not yet subscribed, since 80% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. And I would really like to dial 500,000 subscribers for the new year. And it's not difficult for you to subscribe, but it's very nice for me. Hello friends, you're on the Dattebayo channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. At the beginning of the episode, we see a car with cameramen. An ordinary cameraman is driving. There is also a POV cameraman and a large cameraman on board. And in the building on the left, we notice some kind of computer. I don't know what it is yet, but if anyone knows, write in the comments. We also see fire, the bodies of agents, and toilets everywhere. And this means that the battle took place here not long ago. And this is the same location that was in episode 66, just from the other side. We also see the familiar green light and Dattebayo, which then disappeared somewhere. We also see escaping agents. And on the destroyed ship of the cameramen, we can see the inscription Security, which means that this is a special ship for battles. The same as it was in episode 66. But suddenly, the toilets attack the agents. And now they can shoot, not just hit with their heads. And we see how our POV cameraman takes out his cool guns and destroys the weaklings. We can also notice the inscription is clear. But if we add NU, it turns out to be nuclear, which means that this is a mini nuclear weapon. This is also confirmed by the nuclear icon, and there's also the inscription AFAR glider launcher GAM-4B. And this is also a large POV cameraman, which by the way, is the first in history. And this confirms that he can hold heavy guns, and this is the same Rambo that was in episode 66. And I'm very glad that he survived. Anyway, after the destruction of the toilets, the cameramen continued on their way. But suddenly, a Skibidi policeman appeared and immediately killed the driver and also wounded the large cameraman. I also noticed that the policeman could have killed the POV cameraman since he had one more shell, but for strange reasons, he did not do this, just like in episode 65. But our cameraman decided to kill the policeman and treated him to a juicy nuclear shell, but the policeman managed to escape. We also see that the large cameraman now has jetpacks. We also see strange doors, and if you look closely, there is a DNA symbol, which means that this is a laboratory, and I will really surprise you when I tell you about it. But we will talk about this towards the end of the video. For now, remember all the information that I'm going to tell you. A large cameraman noticed a policeman behind the POV cameraman and successfully destroyed him. And I think that it was another policeman because this policeman has no shells. And there was one shell at this policeman. And they probably have their own squad, as it was in the initial episodes. Anyway, after the destruction of the policeman, a large cameraman liked this video, and you also shouldn't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. But suddenly we hear the sound of a teleport. And we see a huge cannon filled with acid, and it destroys the poor cameraman. And in this frame, we can notice that he is bleeding. And I have already said many times that some agents are cyborgs, and we have already seen many times that blood is flowing from them. Perhaps the remaining people wanted to help the agents, and the agents turned them into cyborgs. And this is not a bad theory, but also write what you think about it. Then the POV cameraman tried to destroy this mutant, but unfortunately he failed. And we see that this is our old friend from A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger. In fact, this is the Skibidi Mafia, who got slapped and roasted by the Speaker Man in episode 28. But overall, he is fine. And I am sure that no one was expecting him in this episode. Perhaps some old characters will also appear in the future. Who knows? And the Mafia has already tried to kill a POV cameraman, but someone started throwing toilets at him, and you can see from his face that he is surprised. And we already see how the Speakerman carries out stabbing procedures with a knife on his patient. We also see that Cameraman is also here. But how could they survive? But let's take it in order. Cameraman is ready to fight again. although he is not in his best shape, but he is ready. But some loser immediately attacked him. And this is the same mutant who was in episode 65. Only now does he have a protective mask. And a very interesting fact is that this mutant is wearing a mask, which means that the SKIBIDI scientist already knows about the TV man, and the mutants thought that they would fight with the TV man. And this means that he will definitely appear in 2 or 3 parts of episode 67. And yes, you heard it right. I said part 3. For some reason, I think that the episode will be divided into 3 parts. Of course, I can't say 100% that this will happen, but everything is possible. Or part 2 will last 2 or 3 minutes. Anyway, cameraman showed his mongoose reaction, and he decided that he needed a new hand and borrowed it from the mutant and immediately tested it on him. But the SKIBIDI Mafia decided to stand up for his friend, as toilets usually do. He attacked from the back, managed to cut off the last camera of the Titan, and also added a little acid to the neck. But for strange reasons, the cameraman didn't feel the acid on his neck. Previously, even a drop of acid could destroy anything. But I don't want the cameraman to die, and I'll miss this moment. And cameraman slaps the mutant. And so the speaker man shoots into a barrel of acid, and the Mafia takes a warm bath. And after that, he tries to escape, but immediately receives another slap in the face and explodes. I even felt sorry for him. He became the record holder for slaps. Anyway, now the most important moment has come. We hear the sound of a teleport, and we see how the SKIBIDI scientist personally decided to take an autograph from our Titans. But he became a little crazy. He now has a red eye, and he also has some kind of scar under his eye. Also, his toilet has become more black, although before it was dark gray. Perhaps he is doping, because he began to smile when he saw our Titans. But in general, he is different from the scientist who was in episode 65. And we can assume that this is a fake, just like Gmail toilet from episode 65. But not everything is so clear. I don't think that after Defuk showed us copies of Gmail toilet, he will immediately start making copies of all the toilets. I don't think so. And also, the copy should be as similar as possible to the original. But this scientist is different from the one we saw before, but I think that this is the original, and perhaps he fought with the Titans after episode 65, and they were able to leave him scars, and he is now very angry and has changed. But I also have a crazy theory. What if this scientist is one of the Astro toilets? And in this body, I understand that this sounds very unbelievable, but think about it. The last time we saw Astro toilets was in episode 60, and I'm sure that they should appear soon, perhaps even in the second part of episode 68. And if I'm right, I'll be shocked. Also, write what you think about it. Then we see a cameraman, which makes it clear to us that the scientist will now be punished. And this is where the episode ends. And now we will move on to the most important issues that interest you. And we will start with the laboratory. What's hidden there? And here is a cool theory for you personally from me. I think that in this laboratory, there is the main trump card of the mutants. And so that you understand that this is all very serious, since even the scientist himself came to defend his laboratory, and we have never seen a scientist enter into battle. But now this is a game of life and death. And that means that there is something there that will turn the whole war around. And I think that the main part of this laboratory is underground, just like it was in the film Resident Evil, where the Umbrella Company was also deep underground. And I think that the scientist created a very strong mutant or even a Titan who can defeat even the new Titan TV man. Or it is very likely that there is an original Gmail toilet there, which has improved greatly or even become a Titan, and that's why the scientist is smiling so much, since it is possible that that new mutant will appear in the second part of episode 67. And the Titans will fight with him, and this sounds very plausible. Also, write what you think about it, but we still have a few interesting questions. For example, how are the Titans able to survive after episode 65? I'll tell you now how it all happened, and whether to believe me or not is your decision. After the big explosion in episode 65, SKIBIDI scientists returned to finish off the Titans. But the Titans could still fight him, and it was they who left him this scar. Cameraman also transmitted a signal about serious damage to the cameraman laboratory. And cameraman engineers flew there and minimally repaired the Titans so that they could somehow continue to fight, since they were also informed that the Alliance is now waging a war on the base of mutants. And the last step remained to destroy all the mutants, and the Titans flew to the battlefield as quickly as possible. But what about the Titan TV man? I think that we will see him at the end of the second part of episode 67. Even if the scientist fights the Titans, I don't think that he will defeat them. And I am sure that we will see a new strong mutant who, together with scientists, will defeat the Titans or even kill one of them. And at the end of the second part of episode 67, Titan TV man will appear to save those who survived, and the mutants will run away again, and there will be no final battle. But friends, these are just theories. don't perceive them as reality, but we sometimes predict events in new episodes. Perhaps something from what I said will come true. Anyway, but what about the Defuk boom? What was he doing here? It seems to me that in this episode he wants to show us something. At first he appeared in a very visible place, and then in a more secretive one. And it seems to me that he really wants the agents to enter the strange laboratory, because there is something terrible there. But for now, I can't say more. Since I've already said a lot of crazy theories, this is already some kind of fairy tale. But if you were interested in listening to my nonsense, then write in the comments. Thank you, and the number 75. I'm wondering how many loyal fans I have who watch my videos to the end. If no one watches, then there is no point in making such long videos. Anyway, it seems to me that today we learned a lot of useful information. I also answered many questions. And this is where our analysis ends. Subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to my spare channel as very cool videos will be released there. Also, subscribe to Telegram. Since then, I have communicated with subscribers and they are the first to receive exclusive information from me. Links to Telegram and a spare channel will be in the description under this video. And you were on the Dattebayo channel, and see you.